Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live. Nice to have you with us for this Monday, the 21st day of October, the year 2019. And of course, this is yours truly, Andrew L. Perry. Thank you very much. As always, coming to you live and at you from the busy streets, which is Brooklyn, New York, as I chat to you what is happening in the world of sports. Well, there's nothing much going on right now. There's nothing much going on today as we go around the NFL, talk about the games, some of the games, not all of them, but we'll go around the NFL today as we talked about what's happening, as we look forward as we preview tonight's game between the Jets and the New England Patriots. But let's start off, put a finishing bow tie on the New York Yankees season as their season came to an end on Saturday night as the Houston Astros are going to the World Series for the second year in a row, thanks to Altuve two-run home run in the bottom of the ninth in game number 6. And most of all, it was a crazy way to end the season, and heartbreaking loss for the Yankees, of course. But the first thing that jumped out at me, to me, I feel like this. I don't know what to say. The first thing that jumps out at me, like I said, I thought, to me, this is a failed year. And I know people are going to say the Yankees had an unbelievable season and stuff like that. True. But the Yankees are not a championship caliber team yet, in my eyes. Because a championship, let me tell you something. No matter what if it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey, you name it. A true champion take advantage of opportunities. And if this 2019 American League Championship Series alone showed that the Yankees missed so many opportunities. That's the reason why they lost this series. They lost the series because they lost too many opportunities. How many times they had the bases loaded and only got one guy on base. Runners in scoring, they do not do well in this series when runners in scoring position. They starting pitching outside of Tanaka has to get CC Sabathia is going to retire. They gotta get more depth. They gotta get more depth in starting pitching. I think it's crazy for me to say. I think they need to shake up the bullpen a little bit. I think they have to get a new closer, in my opinion. Chapman is not Mariano Rivera, not by a long shot. And I said this in the end. And I was looking back out. I don't know how Yankee fans feels about this, but if I was a Yankee fan, okay, I would feel, and Mariano Rivera was pitching that Game 6, Mariano Rivera will not give up. I don't care how great that lineup, the Astro or Jose Altuve is. The Yankees would not. If Mariano Rivera was the closer right now, he's not blowing that save. He making sure that game is going to go to the extra innings, and that's it. Even though the one game that he did blown twice is the Red Sox, the 0-4 Red Sox, Game 4. We know that. and the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks when they get the first championship. Other than that, Mariano Rivera went out blowing a lot of games, and this is the second. And to me, this is the second time that Chapman, in a big moment, didn't get the job done. Even though the game was already tied, you should at least keep it as a tie ball game. But Chapman didn't do that. Give Altuve a lot of credit. Altuve is a great hitter. He's a great hitter in the postseason. Something about Altuve, he's like a pest. He capitalized. He do a lot of things for the Astros for the last 3 seasons now. Now, back to the starting pitching. The starting pitcher have to get more depth in the starting pitching. But most of all, what I take from this series, and it's obvious for those of you who watched this American League Championship Series this year for the Yankees, they have to capitalize on opportunities. The reason why the Yankees, again, outside of the two reasons, outside of the missed opportunities, the reason why the Yankees didn't win the game, because the reason why the Yankees didn't win the series, of course, missed opportunities, and they did not hit. Every time they get an opportunity, every time they got a bases loaded, they do not capitalize. They either strike out or they get strike out, basically. And it all started with game 2. Where Gary Sanchez, I'm sorry, you got a big break. You cannot strike out in that moment. In any circumstances. You cannot strike out. And he got to be more disciplined on the plate. He got to be more disciplined on the plate, too. And you know what? It's time to stop defending this. He got to be a better catcher and take his head out of his ass. Because I'm getting really sick and tired of seeing Gary Sanchez, who's been lackluster in catching. And it's pretty safe to say, like I mentioned before, I am so sick and tired of seeing Gary Sanchez play lackluster on the plate. And need to be more observant in the plate. He need to get his head out of his ass. I'm not gonna keep. How many times are we gonna see Gary Sanchez defensively in the catcher? And like I said, it's tough to be it's tough to find catchers these days. It's really, in my opinion, it's really safe to say who's the best catcher in baseball right now. To me, there's not enough. There's not too many outside of Yadier and Molina. In St. Louis, that's the best catcher I can see so far. But other than that, the catchers of today's game has been awful. Awful. Really are. Been awful. And like I said, in game 2, in that big moment, in that big spot, to me, you cannot strike out. When you get a big break like that, and you got to take advantage of that opportunity. And to me, that's why the Yankees lost that series. Now, I'm going to stick with Game 6 for a second. DJ LeMahieu. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought George Springer would have caught that ball. You would hesitate that he would have catched that ball for a minute. But in that moment, when DJ LeMahieu hit that 2-run homer to tie the game in the 9th inning, was a big moment. It really was a big moment. Because for a second, I thought the Yankees could probably could win in extra innings and probably win game 7. That was going through my mind at that time. And a lot of things to say about relievers these days in baseball, but I'm gonna save that for another time. We know how bad relievers are in baseball right now, but that was a big moment at that time. But that's a big moment at that time. I really thought, and DJ LeMahieu has been the unsung hero for the Yankees in their bats, and that's why the Yankees got farther than you expected in this postseason. To be honest, You know, and the Yankees have been. He's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but the reason why the Yankees bats has been productive this year. Is DJ LeMahieu, who he's really been really been really reliable this year, to say the least. Now, as far as this loss, as the postseason, this is the worst loss. And I'm not gonna really say the 06 to 04, and I was thinking about this too. And tell me if you agree with this or not. You could go on my blog that I have now, Drew Many Alive, and this is the worst loss the Yankees have had since since 2001, since the 2001 World Series in Game 7. I think this is the worst loss the Yankees have had as far as heartbreaking. This is really out of all the playoffs losses they have. I thought 2001 in this modern day Yankees postseason, this is the worst loss they have ever had in the postseason in my lifetime until I saw Saturday night, because, like I said, because from the third inning to the third to the ninth inning, I thought this game was going to be over. But I didn't expect nobody expect Chapman to hit that. Didn't expect Chapman to give up that home run to Jose Altuve, and the Astros go to the World Series for the second year in a row. You know, so that's what we're so basically that's the end of the Yankee season. Now, again, the Yankees get one last thing. I think the Yankees got to do a better job. You know, I know the Astros are. I understand the Astros are a better team than the Yankees. You know, as far as lineup goes, the Astros. I think there's no secret about it. Pretty much, you know, the Yankees. I mean, they're right there. I mean, this series could have gone 7, but the Yankees went down fighting. And if you're a Yankee fan, yes, you're heartbroken. You don't want to hear that in the season. But I think if they starting pitcher would develop outside of Tanaka, I think the Yankees could get to the World Series one day. I really could. I think eventually, if the Yankees get to the postseason, keep getting to the postseason and win the division, I think the Yankees could get to the World Series and probably win it. I can really see it. But the two things they got to do, they got to hit they got to hit in a big spot, and they got to capitalize when the bases are loaded. They really do. They really got to capitalize. One thing about the old Yankees team, the Yankees team in the 90s and this year Yankee teams in the 90s capitalize when it matters most. When you expect them. Because when the games get intense and when the postseason, you know, is the postseason where it gets really intense and get really, really close, you know, and it really gets grind. The Yankees really got to capitalize, and they did not do that in the series. So, you know, I mean, it's not back to the drawing board, but I will say the Yankees are right there. So they just, you know, next year hopefully they get to the World Series. So I can say a lot about the Mets. But nevertheless, the Yankees. I think the Yankees. It was a heartbreaking year. It was unfortunate the way it all broken. So, you know, but that's the finishing bow tie, and that's it. That's all I have for as far as the Yankees is concerned. Now we'll look forward to the Nationals, Astros. I could see this matchup wise, because I always look at the matchup, and to me this could